I'll try to get this one done relatively quickly. I got a lot to say on this subject, and I don't want to go on too long. So, if you've been following the Seed server, you know that the website was taken down a while ago, and the Discord just blew up like a week ago. So we've been gathering information, sorting out what we know, figuring out, what happened, why it happened, how it happened, and we got a pretty good picture now. So the website, we know what happened. It's very simple. We took it down. We literally took down the website because it was only used for account creation, and obviously if you were in Discord, you know that was disabled. We were just handling all account creation manually to avoid alts and other things. It was all done internally. The website served no purpose at that point. It needs to be rebuilt entirely from the ground up to be accurate to the server so that it stops telling people that we're a 10x classic server, and then they get in there like, this is a whole new game. Why, yes it is. By design, it is intended to be a whole new game. It is what classic TOS should have been. So, that one's pretty simple. Now, it did get weird because after we pulled down the site, the host for the site, or the DNS for the site, got a takedown claim, allegedly from IMC, written in perfect English and citing an employee signature that did not actually work at IMC at all. According to IMC, because Oz contacted them by phone and said, hey, I was told that you filed a complaint against X, Y, and Z, and what's going on? And they said, no, we didn't. Who filed that? This person from this position? That position doesn't exist, and that person is not an employee here. Don't know what to tell you. They don't exist. And then they asked him to go through an email to their name, because he said, well, this email was given to them, and they're like, that's not our email. That's not what we use at all. Here's our actual email if you want to contact us, and we'll look through and see if we can find out what's going on and send you the necessary information. Go ahead. And he sent their email, never heard back, so I'm assuming nothing was found. Maybe we'll get back from them in a month or so, and they'll be like, we found it. He was hiding in legal and miswrote his name he mistyped his name on the complaint, and it's totally legit. It's very unlikely that's the case. It's irrelevant though, because we had already taken down the site anyway, so it's just a weird thing. We hadn't used the site for anything for 2 months. Now, the thing that is actually really, really sick is the Reddit peds that they apparently have taken over the NA Discord, because they didn't file a complaint against our Discord. After the fact, we had someone from their circle, which I cannot name because we don't want our guy on the inside to get outed, but someone from within their little private circle, they made a little private Discord off of the main server, and the mods, one of the GMs, and a couple other people that are unknown, not sure where they came from, they could just be people that are using different names on the Discord versus off of the other thing, or using old accounts, whatever the case. They were passing around CP on their private Discord, with the plan that they were going to upload it. It was passed around in zip files, because if you pass it around in anything but zip files, Discord will immediately flag it and remove it and flag your account. Just understanding how Discord works is, it's a basic feature of the internet to not allow CP to be posted freely. There are tools in place to avoid it. Images are scanned to determine what their content is, and AI is a very nice tool for figuring out if something is illegal. Or likely to be illegal. So, they were passing this around in zip files, and they said that it was CP, and they said the plan is to go to our server, upload it from dummy accounts, and then report it. And we were getting a bunch of these accounts that would join our server. The account had just been created, they were named gibberish names, and then they would post blank images, not blank images, but blank posts to all of our Discords. And the reason they were blank is because the automated system of Discord was flagging them and blocking them from being seen by anyone because, yeah, it was kiddie stuff. Why did the NA staff just happen to have that? I don't know. They are terminal Redditors, 100%. I'll get into that in a minute. But they were posting that, and then they had their alt accounts or their main accounts, I don't know, doesn't really matter. And they were just silently sitting on the server and flagging it every time they would post it. And they would wait until no one was online so that anytime we didn't have a moderator on, they would post and flag this stuff. And then it would be sitting there for a while, so it would look bad for us if Reddit did, like, check it, and they were like, oh, this is very illegal, and it's been uploaded to the server, and none of the moderators removed it for X hours. And that's how they brought down the server. They didn't file a complaint, or if they did, it didn't actually go anywhere. Literally just uploading illegal content that they happen to have for some reason, because they're goddamn Reddit peds. And yeah, we should have had some tools to prevent that. We didn't really think it was... You never expect the other side to employ pets. Like, that's not the tactic you expect. You expect, like, a legal complaint, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll have to comply with the law, not... Yeah, it's sick stuff. Just sick people they got working for them. On the bright side, we've now been given, you know, the green light to talk freely. We were told to kind of keep things hush-hush. We were supposed to be a cordial with, IMC, and now that's out the window. IMC is uploading CP to our server through their employees and or volunteers. We're no longer cordial. If they have a problem, like, go ahead and bring it. If you want to bring a lawsuit, bring the lawsuit. We will take you to court over much worse things than any type of IP disputes. Talk about federal distribution of illegal materials. That's a much bigger fish. I mean, we've already reported those accounts to... We reported everyone in that Discord. We sent all of the appropriate information to the appropriate authorities, as is, but how much will be done, we'll see. I would love to just hear about how the entire staff of their Discord is facing distribution charges and going to prison for life. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be life. I mean, it should be. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush on that one. It should be life. It should be life in a wood chipper, but hey, I'm a little too modern on that one. Getting a little political there, but yeah, don't like pets. Don't like them. Bad people. Yeah. Anyway, to get into the IMC thing, forgetting those freaks, even beyond this, they've been going through and, again, just being terminal Redditors. They're accusing us of being, it's their favorite word. The right has shill. If you like anything the right doesn't like, you're a shill, which, again, is just used incorrectly. A shill would be someone who's paid to promote something despite it being bad. It's just become an insult at this point. The right has their own flaws, but the left has, what is the word? I always forget this word. It's not a word you'll hear normal people use. Only terminal Redditors use this word. It means to swindle. Grifter, there you go. That's the one. We're grifters. We're a grifter server. Now, I don't know how a server that prides itself on not having any type of monetary barriers other than cosmetics, and the cosmetics have no stats on them. It's just, if you want to look pretty, help the server continue to be a server. Toss a coin to your local witcher, and we'll go ahead and do battle with the monsters that IMC employs. Or volunteers. I don't know. They're volunteer employees. Yeah, like, grifter is not the word you would use for this. If anything, I guess you'd just call it an illegal server, but yeah, whatever. We're a grifter server, allegedly, according to INC's side. This is a hilarious thing if you understand the history of INC. Most of the team we met on Granado. Granado was like our hangout. And we played on G1 Granado, and if you know anything about the history, you know what's coming. But G1 Granado, G1 gave us one update. No, they gave us a lot of updates, but they gave us one update near the end of our update life cycle in that server, or in that host. And it was the Ahsoka update. It was like $1,000 to get Ahsoka, a weapon, and a costume. It was insane. Like, just an insane price tag for an MMO at that time. And she was busted. She was incredibly pay to win. Like, if you didn't have her, you were much less relevant in PvP, much less relevant in PvE. Massive pay to win movement that, like, we had seen nothing like that before in the history of the game. G1 apparently saw that and they were like, okay, we already released that update. We didn't really, like, see where it was going. And now that we see the impact of it, we're going to ask INC to not give us any more of those updates and just focus on content. And INC just said, okay, no more content for you, no more updates. And we basically got stalled at the version we were at. I think it was Castilla, and we were on 1. So you couldn't even make strata yet. And we were stalled there for years until the contract expired. When the contract expired, they moved us to T3 Fun. And what we learned about this after the fact is the head-up people of INC had already decided they were going to kill the server when they moved us to T3-1, or T3 Fun, not T3-1. They had already decided that they were going to just bleed the server dry for every cent they could squeeze out of the NA population and then shut it down. And they weren't going to do this legally. They literally, you can look it up, they had a lawsuit that they threw some people under the bus because they were getting sued by the NA players for fraud. And then they said, oh, it wasn't us, it was these guys. And under Korean law, you can only pursue losses against them, and they're bankrupt and in prison now. So, you know, sue them if you want. They literally threw some rando employees under the bus. But they, again, now that we have information, we already know, basically beyond any doubt, it's still alleged, but it's very strongly alleged that they had planned this from the very start. A lot of leaked emails and internal messaging, and obviously the employees that got thrown on the bus were very vocal about what was going on under the hood. And just to be clear, when T3 Fun got the server, we got the Lightens boxes with all the OP characters every month. It's just straight up gacha style gaming. But the rates on those Lighten boxes were like 1% of what they were supposed to be. They were already supposed to be low rate in Korea, but they were even lower rate in NA, to force anyone who wanted to get those characters to be competitive to have to spend way, way more money. People were dropping hundreds of dollars per box, like per session, to try to get the characters. And in-game, it would take, if you wanted to buy them from someone who got them, it would usually cost you like 2 or 3 weeks of hard grinding in terms of in-game currency, which obviously you buy them, sell them, use the money to buy, upgrade materials, upgrade weapons, and get better gear. But that wasn't enough. Screwing people in the Lightens box is only the first step. They also had some of their employees from IMC with admin powers in this server, and anytime they saw like a player was donating regularly, they would PM that player and say, hey, you qualify for our VIP client relationship, and if you'd like, we can discuss this further. And then they say, okay, well, these are the rates, you give us this much money, and we'll do X amount for you. And if you would like something custom, you just go ahead and tell us how much money you're willing to give, and what you'd like, and we'll give you a counter offer. And people were dropping $50,000-$60,000 to get their guild permanent hidden damage mitigations and their character to just be a god. I knew one of the guys who dropped a ton of money to make their character just straight up a god, and He could solo all of the content in the game with it was good gear, but it wasn't the gear you would need to solo the content he was soloing. Entire guilds could not kill him. Yeah. So, to call us the Grifters is hilarious when you know the way the IMC operates their non-Korean servers. Anyway, that's the news. We pushed out a patch a while ago. I finished up the server side of it. It should be working. The actual deeper layer of it will need another patch later on, but for now you get a explanation of what's happening from Oz himself, and that'll be on the notice board in Calipedia, and that will also have the outline for our patch system later, and it's kind of a nightmare to create, but it'll have tabs for every class, and you want to know what has changed about a class, you can click on it, and they give you like a very basic, these skills do this, and these skills do this now, and these skills have unlimited time, and these skills scale, like it'll just give you a very limited explanation of what you need to know to play the class. Min-maxing is still going to come from just experimenting and building in-game. We can only fit so much information into these things, and every time you get to a next window, it's bad. just know that it takes like an hour to create one properly formatted window on this. So, temper your expectations. The other thing that I want to cover is a little bit of what's included in this patch. There's still a lot more to this patch. If you were in the Discord, you would have saw that the last thing Oz said was, like, we're getting ready to release a mega patch. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. It's going to be the best patch you've ever gotten. Really hyping it up, and then the server blew up, and it was just kind of like, the timing on that could not be worse. It's going to be the best patch you've ever seen, and it's gone. It's all gone. Next one will be better. Later.